Hey, good morning. Welcome to Trading with Goals. Happy new month. It's March. So the last week we've had a lot of zigzag, frustrating week for SPY and QQQ, not much action, which is usually sometimes I feel like it's a good thing because you guys know, I always say when there's nothing happening, it means something is cooking and we're gonna have either a breakout or a breakdown. So yesterday we had SPY. I told you guys to, if it didn't hit, so when the market opened, I said, if it does not hit 510, get puts and it will be scalping. And then if it rejects previous day low, which it did, then you're looking at, so the previous day low was 504. So if it rejects previous day low, you're looking at that. That's how a V pattern is formed. The stock opens high, pulls back, and then goes back to retest the high. So that's what happened. I'd said watch towards lunch hour, power hour, we might get a gap up, and that's what happened. The advantage of trading a V day is, so for instance, if somebody got a swing on Wednesday, they made money with calls because it was from 505 all the way to 508. And then, so the contracts are up here for calls. When the first leg of the V happens, so it makes the calls cheap. Okay, so if you're trading puts or if you know it's gonna create a V pattern, you can wait and then get calls to ride it back up. Okay, so that's the advantage of trading. As much as sometimes the zigzag pattern is not good, but a V and the inverted V, you can scalp both ways and get contracts at a discount. Okay, so that's what happened yesterday. So we want to see if this move will continue. Why? Because the key thing was for SPY to break 510, and I think here it was 509 pre-market. It has hit 509 and it's almost approaching 510. So we want to see if we'll get continuation above that 510 because 510 was the previous high. So the next target level, I think, was 514. So this will 513. If we go by the monthly 30 level, this is the ATR level. The next one is 513. So let's see if today we're going to get that. The same thing for QQQ. Semiconductors were just going sideways the entire week. Okay. So the same thing was happening to QQQ. Okay. We had this range bar. So any stock that has a range bar, you put it at the top. And I told you, QQQ is in part of, is on that list of stock squeezing. So watch it today because it's squeezing. I don't know, it's squeezing on what time frame. Should be a lower time frame. So all this time, since I don't know when, last week, this is Monday, we've been squeezing. If you look at this range, it's just been doing like a 5 or even less. So after we hit 440, it's 435, 438, 435, 438. We slightly broke it here to 433. So it's been going sideways in a tiny range. So if we get a breakout, we had some few semiconductor stocks that were ranging. I mean, they were trending yesterday, like AMD was trending yesterday. And the reason was AMD broke the previous high and it was just trending up. I don't know if it had news, but it was, I think, the only, together with the ASML still had a huge gap to break the previous high. They're the ones that were trending up among the semiconductor stocks. So want to see today if we're gonna break, it hit 440, I think. 439. So we still haven't hit 440. So 439. Oh, we've hit 440 pre-market. Yeah, we've broken it. So we want to see continuation. So the target level, if we are bullish, the next level for QQQ is 449. And if we break below, if we don't hold that 440, then we're looking at that 435, 433, the previous support. Okay, so that's for SPY and QQQ. Now, the whole week, my head was on ADSK, and even Snow almost escaped me, but ADSK was the only stock that I had confirmation it was going to be a lotto breakout. Of course, it's not much because I don't even know why it's going up. They just knew it was supposed to go up for earnings. That's the only one I said is going to be a lotto. The other one, so the signals I was getting was for it can go up or go down, not confirmation, but only this one. And we are seeing it's headed to that 285. 285 is the ATR level, and then look at the proximity. So you guys know by now, if you want to gamble any stock, the ones that are close to the 30, I mean the previous close, and this is the monthly. Yeah, this is the monthly. The previous close is like the starting point. When people are taking a race, you're all at the starting point. And because it's above the previous close, you're looking at bullish breakout. So you look at from 253, it is telling you it can go to 285. So that's what, how many points? So it was at 255, 285, about 30 points. So that's not a bad gamble. Any stock that is away from the close, you should be biased to it coming back down. And that's what was the case with Snow. So that's how you do your analysis if you're basing it on previous close. Okay, so for Snow, if you look at Snow, it was away from the close. So this was the previous close, 195. It was up there at 234. It had rejected the ATR 239. So if you're looking at playing Snow, you're looking at your bias to it coming back down because it's away from the close. So you need to be biased to one side. Give me a second. So if a stock is going to report ER and you're looking at it and it's away from the close, then your bias should be on the put side. And especially if a stock was trending up and then you go sideways, it's already telling you it's constricting. If you're seeing on Friday 23rd, barely making any range, going sideways, so that's another indication it's gonna be a good play and it's away from the close. If you're seeing you're not sure, you can do 1-to-1, one put to one call, because it can either go from this ATR, so 239 to 284, or it can go back to the previous close and then go lower. Like here, it came from that 234 all the way down to 190, 180, 195, and even went lower. So that was the case for Snow. So ADSK was right at the close. ZS, we know ZS had that huge drop, so it was bearish. So your bias should be on the bearish side. Now, the reason being, so we had this move up, and when it pulled back, I always tell you guys, whenever stock is pulling back, the close, even if it breaks above, the wick goes above it. But where is the close? The close was below this level. So that was a sign of weakness. The next day, we had an inside bar. Another sign of weakness, you know, indecision, weakness. So that move, it's away from the close now after the pullback. But what is the trend? It was bearish. After it came down, it was bearish. It was still trading this range candle, and it went above it, but closed below it, a sign of weakness. If it had closed above it, would have been biased towards calls. But because it closed below it, you're biased towards the bearish side, okay? So we already now, the thing we're looking at, because it was proximity, it was now back to the close on Wednesday, okay? We were back to the close on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, we were right there. So proximity to the close tick. It was proximity to the close. What is your bias? It's bearish. So you're looking at if it goes down, it can go to fill this gap 202, or even go lower to this ATR. So always have a bias. Sometimes you can get this ER plays very, very well. Okay, so we have 212. So of course, it has not hit the 202. We want to see post-ER. If it is still continues the bearish trend, if it is going to break that 212 to go to 202, and the ATR is 195. So your bias for ZS was bearish because it was already bearish. That close after it pulled back, it closed below that range candle. So another sign of weakness. Then we had that range and proximity to the close. Okay, so when you're doing analysis and you want to gamble, I want people to try. Don't just wait for someone to tell you what to do. Try, and there are so many stocks. You don't just need to look at the ones we talk about. There's so many stocks. Any stock reporting earning, it's the same thing. Okay, so this one, proximity to the close, of course, this had a range candle. So we had this range candle before earnings, 3 of them. We had one, so it was already away from the close. We had 1, 2, 3 range candles, and then one inside bar, second inside bar. So having this range candle was making it a good play. We were looking at that. Also mentioned on, I don't know, the Wednesday or Sunday, Dell was gonna be a lotto. I just spaced it and didn't remember it was reporting ER. Okay, so proximity to the close, it was away because it had a huge range candle. So if this one is the one you go, if you want, you can do 1-to-1. So this stock was what? Was already bullish. What was the trend? Bullish. Since it did this, you always have to have a bias to a trend. Okay, ZS, we were biased to bearish. This one, we were biased to bullish because it's been bullish. We have these range candles. So it was supposed to be either break this to continue up. The next ATR is 98. Or if it was to pull back, then it had to come back to the close. So what is your bias? Bullish, because that's the trend. Okay, you can go either 1-to-1, or because you have a bias to bullish, you can go 2-to-1, meaning you're buying 2 calls and 1 put. Okay, so always have a bias for whatever stock you're trading or you want to gamble for earnings. Okay, I think I've repeated this again and again. So I hope you guys are trying and not just seeing this. ADSK, anyone who's gambled ADSK? Tosh. I've been saying since Sunday, ADSK is gonna be Lotto, ADSK is gonna be Lotto. And I was even doubting myself because ADSK doesn't do much for earnings, but it was that supposed to do that, and it did. Anyone who took my word and took a gamble, the contracts were cheap.
I did one. I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations. So when I'm confident about, I will just say this one is gonna be a good one. This one I'm not sure. I will always say whenever I'm not sure, the reason why this, so we had this pullback, it was going sideways, one tick. Proximity to the close, second tick. What was the trend? It was bullish. We had a pullback. After pullback, we had this. So what is the bias? This candle, when it had a change of character here, it was like a double top. The next candle closed above it, and then we were going sideways. So we had a bullish change of character. This candle didn't even go to break this. This one, so what is your, always have a bias to one side. If you want to do a gamble, you can do 1-to-1 if you're not sure. If you're sure you are biased to one side and it's heavier than the other one, you can take 2-to-1 or whatever, how you go doing your ERs, okay? So this one, what was the bias was bullish. So it was bullish. We had a pullback. We had a change of character, which was bullish. And it was going sideways, which is what we want before ER. Proximity to close, it was right there, which is what we want for earnings. And the contracts were cheap. I cannot say, I don't know, Tosh, how are the contracts?
They were reasonable.
Yeah, they were reasonable. So always take advantage of those stocks that are reporting earnings that we are sure of. Like I just said from right on Sunday, I'm only sure about ADSK. And that's it has played out. Okay, so that's for earnings. Every ER, we still have earnings. Every earnings, do those kind of, what is the trend? First, identify the trend, proximity to the close. If it is away, your bias is towards it coming back to the close. So if you're not sure, you can do 1-to-1. If you're biased to one side, if the trend is giving you, it's a bullish trend or it's a bearish trend, have a bias to whatever trend that is. For ZS, it was bearish. ADSK, it was bullish. Dell was bullish. Okay, so that's for earning stocks. Now, so semiconductor stocks, it's the same thing. If we are getting a move today, of course, you guys have your favorite stocks. So I'd already told you guys, when we are having a stock going sideways, so this was the range candle for SMCI. We had one inside bar, another inside bar, another inside bar, another inside bar. It was making this stock weaker and weaker. It's not doing the same thing. You see the ranges it used to make, it's not making the same ranges it used to make because first we had this change of character. We still don't have a bullish change of character.
Hello.
We're just here, the new nurses, the new day.
We don't have a bullish change of character. This stock is still bearish. Why? Because we had this bearish change of character. We created two lower lows and an inside bar. Oh yeah. Oh, this is a bullish. So we had a bullish change of character. What we don't have is a retest of this. So this candle, we went above, we closed above it. And then we had this inside bar, inside bar, inside bar, inside bar. So what is our bias? We are biased to bullish because we had this bullish change of character. We broke above this previous lower high and we closed above it. So always have a bias to the side, even if that stock is going in decision sideways, what is your bias is bullish because it had a bullish change of character. So now we want to see if we are going to retest these previous high levels because this is still an inside bar. So this level, the previous close, 921, very important. I'd said yesterday it needed to break above 880 or I don't know, 890. Was it? Yeah, 890. So it was supposed to retest 890. Whenever you see a stock has approached that level we had talked about, the previous high was I talked about was 890. It hit exactly 890. It has told you it wants the direction it wants to go. So it wants to go up. We want to see today if it is going to hold above 890. If it doesn't, we're looking at it going down. Okay. So we're still not out of the woods because we have a lot of inside bars here. We have to get out of this range. So we have this range candle, 1008, 784. We need to be above 890 for SMCI. For NVIDIA, I don't know which level I said. Needs to be, so NVIDIA is the same thing. We're still inside bars. We still don't have we didn't, it's, what is the bias? We are bullish because we don't have a bearish change of character. So we are still biased to bullish trend. Okay, so this range candle, 825, 727. So if we break this below this candle, we still have this range to tackle. So we are still bullish for NVIDIA. I don't remember what is the level I'd said. 808. I think it's 808. Is it 808 or 806? 806. So it needs to be above 806. If it doesn't break above 806, here it rejected 800. We had a shallow pullback, and now it needs to be above 806. Above 806, it can retest that 823 to go higher. If it doesn't stay above 806, you're looking at puts. Okay, AMD was the only one that broke that level. So you guys want to see the difference of a stock breaking a previous high. That was 79. So 79, it needed to be above 179.84 and then retest 183. It did that. If you're seeing a stock is doing that the first hour, this candle, the first hour, if that first hour candle is breaking above your previous high, the target level you had, which was 179, and the previous high 183, just know the stock is going up. That first hour when the market opened, it went all the way from 178 to 188, and then it closed below to 185. So the next candle you're getting in, the next candle was at 181, you're getting in, you know you're going to break 187. Already even to retest that 187 from 181 is 8 points. So this was the play for yesterday. And it has, when you want to see if it is gonna break 200. I don't know why stocks have a hard time hitting that, the whole number of 10. Okay, so AMD, that's the reason it kept going up. The first hour, it broke above that 180 and 183. So that was a good play for yesterday. ASML was supposed to break 960, if I'm not wrong. So 960. So it still had room. It was coming from 934. Pre-market, it was 931. So it still had room to go all the way to that 960. Okay, so if you're picking your stocks to trade, look at the distance from the open price to which level it's supposed to go to. It was supposed to go to 960. So it was coming from 934. That's why you're seeing SML was trying until it hit 952. So it still has not hit 960. So this is how this was a good play. Okay. AVGO broke that level pre-market. So whenever a stock breaks a level, you're expecting what? A pullback. Okay, if it pulls back, creates a higher low, then you're riding it up. Why? Because it has already told you the intention. It had broken that 1308, so it needed now to retest there. That there's a key level and the previous high. The levels I gave you were key levels, not this high. So it needed to break 308. So what did it reject? It rejected the previous high, which is 319. So it had already told us the intention. It wanted to go up. Why? Because it broke above 308, 1308. So when it pulls back, that's why I said, watch this. It pulled back to 1287, and then it started going up, which was not as beautiful as AMD or SML. But this is the reason you're seeing this stock is up, and probably when the market opens, it will be running up. So this was a potential for swing because it had already told you its intention. Okay, so that's for semiconductor stocks. LRCX, what was the level? What level did I give? Was it 950? Hey, there are two numbers to have in one head. So it was coming from, I don't remember the level, but it had room to go to that previous high, which is 950. Okay, so that's how you do your analysis based on it. Has it broken that level? If it does, especially the first hour, that's the stock you're trading. Okay, so that's for semiconductor stocks. For Bitcoin, look at Bitcoin today. So Bitcoin, coin, MSTR. So coin needs to break 215 for it to continue up. So it's still it rejected 218. 218 was the 8-year level. So we want to see if it's going to break that today. 218. If it doesn't hit 218, you're looking at it pulling back. But today could be a whole day, if I'm not wrong, could be a whole day trending up for this. See. So this is day 5. So we had this, after this 3 days of pullback, we have one. Let me start from here. Let me not start in the middle. Let's see. 2, 3, 4. 1. So yesterday was day 15. That's why we had this. Every time on the multiple of 3, you're either getting an inside bar or you're getting a pullback or an indecision. So yesterday was day 15. So today we want to see if it will continue up to break these highs. That's coin, MSTR. MSTR is very, see. Yeah, even MSTR, look at it today. So MSTR, we need to break 1045, the previous high, and the next 8-year. This one, we can't use this. It broke above it, our 30 levels. So if we use 4J, so if we retest 1045, we have 1073 is the next level. I know it can go higher than this. We still have our target, which is 1,315, the previous high. Okay, so those are for the stocks that we've been looking at this week that have been trending. We're still looking at Snow, this still post-ER. Every time Snows goes, if it goes back above 185, we are safe. If it's above 185, just swing calls, because the minute is below 185 is a headache. Okay, so every time you see Snow, the first hour If it goes above 185, shallow pullback, just to get those calls. So we need to be above 185. That's the previous close. Okay, we need to go above it. We're still below it, we're bearish. Until we break above 185, we're still not out of the woods. So this range candle, any stock that is giving us a range candle, you add it to your watch list. You saw Dell, ZS, they all had those range candles. So we are officially bearish. So the trend has changed. We are bearish just because of this candle. So we want to see today what is going to happen. We need to break above 185. Then we start haggling and dancing around this range candle the same way we did with ZS. Okay, so PanW also the same thing. Post ER, it still has room. Okay. Now look at HD today. I've put those levels, the ones I put in day trade. I don't have time to talk about all of them. It is still walking along the band. It's still a strong bullish trend. It is just walking along the band. So such is a strong trend. Coast, we got a pullback. Okay, coast is also walking along the band. Had a small pullback when it hit 753, pulled back to 744. So want to see if it will have continuation. Any stock walking along the band is a strong trend. I've put all the stocks. HD, SQ also could be at Lotto today. Okay, so this is also post here. And we have a range candle. Any range candle stock, you put it at the top. ENPH could be a Lotto today or into next week. Now, when it's a Lotto, it's not just bullish. I hope you guys know Lotto can be bullish or bearish. So it gave us a strong change of character yesterday. It was bearish, and I talked about this, I think, on Wednesday or what, because said G. So we have a strong change of character. It closed way above this. It needs to be above 134. 134. We need to be above 134 for us to have continuation and probably have a chance to go retest 139. Okay, so ENPH, possible Lotto. If it doesn't retest 139, could wake up on Monday, it's down. Lily, also a Lotto, possible Lotto. Oh. Okay, so it's not just today, it's into next week. So if whatever I'm talking about doesn't happen, then you're looking at the opposite direction. So this was already a confirmed bearish trend. It became bearish. Why? Because we had this high, it came down, we only had two lower lows. When it went up, it did not retest this level, it created a lower high. Okay, then it gave us this lower low and an inside bar, and then we had like a double bottom. So we are looking at why is my laptop behaving like this? So 739, if it breaks below 739, this is the baseline, then we're looking at it going down. But we need to see it rejecting 745 to 739. If it breaks it, then we're looking at bearish side. If it is pulling back, it needs to go above this 779. If it doesn't, we will probably wake up to it being red next week. When is now reporting earning? Every time I feel like I'm gonna miss a move on now. Look at now. Lily, MDB, possible lotto. So if it doesn't go up, we're looking at it possibly going down. MDB is still inside this range candle. So nothing has happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 days, nothing has happened. It is going to reporting ER on Thursday 7th. I don't know if it's next week. Okay, so we're looking at it pre-ER move. It is inside this range. So it's either 422 to go lower or it needs to break above 461. So today, these are possible lottos into today into next week. Snow also, I've already talked about snow. Snow needs to be above 185. So ENPH, snow, lily, MDB, those are the key ones. Don't know why my computer is glitchy. So Crocs had already said Crocs is a bull, it was Lotto and it's walking along the band. We have this range candle when it reported earnings. So anything with the range candle, very good play. When it gives you a play, this is a high low. It is just been going up, creeping up slowly. So we needed to stay above this level, 122. Okay. If it doesn't go above that, the McDonald, I always talk about McDonald, a good one to day trade, scalp, or even swing. Whenever it rejects 300, it's pullback. So we have 3 lower lows. Okay, if it doesn't go back up, we are seeing continuation down. So SMCI is usually a lot all the time until probably when it becomes something else. Entes, Chinese, Starbucks. Hutu is Chinese. RCL. I have the airlines on, so probably we look at BA today. Whenever I have airlines and cruise, mostly BA doesn't appear in my, I don't know why. And BA is still just going sideways in this range candle. So we had this inside this. If we use this candle, we had a change of character. So we want to see it needs to be above 2 or did it hit 208? Yeah, it hit 208. So look at BA. Okay. So we hit 208 and we're still holding above 200. So if it still holds 200, the minute it breaks 208, you're looking at 215. Okay. So this is what 1, 2, 3. So if it's not going up to 208, we might get it going down and then goes back up to try again. I don't know. But it's just been how many days? Too many days. Too many days. If you go by this candle here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1 month, nothing. You see this bottom 199. So it broke it here slightly here, but it has never gone back to this 223. So we're still inside this range candle for a whole month. Wow. Okay. Any questions? Oh, Viv also reported here. So Viv, I told you guys, Viv is a ER to ER. So if you had gotten calls here and bought time all the way here, it came and we had a target to break 220. We broke it. So of course we were getting continuation from ER to ER. Viv is an ER to ER stock. You're fine. So here we had it go up, lower high, from this move all the way to here before ER going sideways. From this earning, it was going back up to 220. We broke 220, we retested 225. So it didn't do much after reporting. Let me see what it has. So we might get a pullback. It's already showing signs of it wanting to pull back. So we needed to stay above 2 or what is the level? 208. We needed above 211. Oh, it has almost hit 211. So 198. So if it doesn't hold that 211, we're looking at 198. It needs to be above 215 to go maybe back to 220. So it has a rejection week at 238. Wow, it went all the way up there. 238 and 212. Okay, proximity. It was away. So of course it's away because it's been trending up. So we want it, if it can come back to 207, if it rejects 207, we're looking at it going back up. Okay. We just had too many ER stocks to talk about. So those possible lottos, if nothing is happening today, look at the proximity to close, the trend. If they have a change of character, they can be lottos to swing into Monday. So from Monday we should start swinging, and from Sunday we'll be discussing 5K plays. That's what I said. From March we'll be discussing 5K plays the way we used to do it, and I'll only be giving 2, not more than 2, and then we'll look at least swinging 2 plays in a week. Okay. There are no questions. Tosh, sign us off.
Let's make this money.
Thank you.
Thank you.